Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews, where we do reactions, reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. Today we're going to be talking about Amazon original called Encounter, which is directed by Michael Pierce, starring Riz Ahmed, Octavia Spencer, Rory Cochrane, and Misha Collins. So I definitely had to mention him because he's my daughter's favorite. He played Cassiel in the Supernatural series. So before we go any further, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Please share this video with your friends and family. And come check me out on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Those links will be put down in the description bar below. So let's jump into this plot. The movie is based on a decorated Marine who goes on a rescue mission to save his two sons from an inhumane threat. Their journey takes them all through this weird path and danger, which lets his children to know that they have to leave their childhood behind. So we're going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, where it falls on our Christmas trees because it's Christmas and we're being merry and festive, and what I recommend you guys giving this movie a watch. So right out the gate, the movie started kind of weird. So we see Malik, who is the Marine who's played by Riz Ahmed, eavesdropping on another motel guest, and we see a bunch of bugs, flies, or whatever, and he's heavy with the bug spray. So hold on to that thought, right? So my first negative is that it took quite a while for us to understand what the plot of this movie is. Now we hear Malik narrating, so it kind of gives us an idea what's going to happen, but it kind of just falls flat right there. So my first positive is the fact that when it comes to movies, when it's FBI agents, cops, military, whatever, and they're divorced or separated from their spouses, we have a person of color and then their spouse is not. But in this movie, they are both people of color and they have these adorable two sons, which play a major role in this movie. I will say the acting by the sons was stellar. Kudos to these young people, I sound like I'm old. These young boys or whatever, they did really good. Riz Ahmed, he never disappoints me. I think he's such a phenomenal actor. And about 30-40 minutes in, this is when we get introduced to Hattie, which is played by Octavia Spencer. So the scene just pops up where he goes into the house. He wakes his sons up. So you almost think it's kind of like a dream, right? He's telling them that they're going on a road trip. Get them. He's shining a light into their eyes. We don't know why as of yet. This is why I say it's a negative. They go on this road trip. They eventually want to know what the hell is going on. He eventually tells them, okay, I took you, one, because I love you, and I'm on a secret mission from the military, and there is a non-extraterrestrial parasite that's taking over humans' bodies and using them as hosts. And your mom and Dylan have been infected. So I'm taking you to a base so you can be protected. All of that in that movie, it was just them in a car, just them going back and forth with each other. There's 3 major scenes in this movie, and personally, I don't think it was enough to get this movie going, and it just fell flat in a lot of areas. So the 3 scenes that I'm talking about, the first one is when there's a cop that pulls them over because his son is peeing. You don't know if it's racially motivated or whatever. They're talking. He sees the little parasites in the cop's eyes. They have a fight. The sons are shocked and now they have nightmares. Cop is left on the road. Second major scene is when he calls Hattie and we find out that he's not in the Marines anymore, that he was in jail for 2 years for beating the crap out of his captain, and Octavia Spencer is his PO. And that's as far as it goes. The third major scene in here is when he has this doubt or this conviction and he calls in and gets his ex-wife and her husband removed from when he locked them up in the garage. And he is being labeled by the FBI profiler as an annihilation parent, which is a parent who goes off the deep end, kidnaps children, kills them, and then turns the weapon on themselves. And then the fourth major scene is when we see Hattie talking to Malik's old Marine buddy, and we find out he did 10 tours, and the last tour was the most damaging because there was gunfire, there was bombs and everything, and then when he went to go check everything out, Malik sees bodies of children, and it kind of just sends him off the deep end. And he starts to change, and he's seeing these letters, and we're seeing that he's drawing these weird bugs and everything, and he's just so overwhelmed with the thought that people are being overtaken by parasites, which has led him to beating up his captain. So he was dishonorably discharged for that. With all those 4 scenes, this movie is about 2 hours long. It really didn't need to be. Those were the best scenes out of this whole entire movie, except when we come to the part where we're believing more that there are parasites, because he breaks into someone's home. The guy opens up his mouth, and his mouth is riddled with bugs and parasites. So you're like, okay, he's not lying, he's not crazy. But that's as far as it goes. His sons are scared for him. He gets nicked by a bullet. They're trying to protect him. His son calls base, and he eventually finds out that his father was lying to him and that he was in jail, and he's speaking to his PO. So she wants to know where they're at. He hangs up the phone. He calls his father on his bullshit. Then we see this emotional breakdown by Malik saying, like, you know what, maybe you're right. I'm talking about things that you can't see and I can only see. I have a lot of demons in my head. I don't know what's going on. Let's just go. At this time, he calls Hattie. He calls the FBI and says, look, this is where they're going to be, and I'm gone because I'm not going back to jail. You think that's where it ends. It doesn't. Jay is the oldest son. He hides in the back of the truck where his little brother Bobby is rescued. So all of this, we're seeing them going back and forth. And he was like, I know there's something wrong with you and someone needs to be there for you too. Now we kind of get the inclination of what's going on. He's possibly suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And he's just hallucinating these things to kind of heal him from the damage that was done while he was on his last tour. The end of this movie, it comes to a showdown with massive police, massive FBI agents with massive heavy artillery guns pointed at him. Jay is like, I don't want you to get hurt. So he gets out of the car, has a little 9mm pow pow. They're not seeing him as a child anymore. They're seeing him as an adult and are ready to take him out. This was the most emotional part of this movie, which it could have happened throughout. Malik comes out the car. He says, I don't want you to live like this. I don't want you to end up like me. Just drop the gun, look at me, come to me. He does this. He hugs his father. Hattie, Octavia Spencer's character, was glad. The dude whose character, Rory Cochrane, realized that he was wrong. And that's where the movie ends. It was an unnecessary emotional roller coaster. If the point was to shed light on post-traumatic stress disorder, that was set out, but he should have, I don't know, it could have been done in a better way. Out of all the Amazon original movies, I would have to say this is one of the ones that I didn't really like. It just did not hit the nail on the head when it came to what Michael Pierce was trying to portray. So out of the Christmas trees, I'm giving Encounter 2, only because of the acting from Riz Ahmed and the 2 boys that played his children. The second positive one is shedding the light on post-traumatic stress disorder in military men and women when they come back to civilian life. So would I recommend you guys watching it? No. I can't say that no, I can't. So, but if you do, you want to see how he used post-traumatic stress disorder to hallucinations, definitely give it a watch. We are at the end of this video, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. As always, share this video. Be safe, be courageous, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.